Greetings and welcome to another Fate Grand Order video. Today we are tackling the fourth of the ultra hard difficulty fights in the Nero 2018 event. Now this one has taken me several tries, not as many as the original Heracles fight took me, which I unfortunately did not record, but this one did take quite a bit of time, and I did end up using a couple of Mystic Codes to increase MP charge to 100 to guarantee finishing off the fight because I didn't want to take any chances. Now, the important part of this fight is that the final boss is Siegfried, and he will have a very special buff that cannot be removed that grants him 200% extra defense, 90% damage mitigation, and anybody that hits him will get 1% charge or so from every hit that they land. So right off the bat, you're already wondering, wait, how are we supposed to do damage to Siegfried then? Well, that is where some very specific servants that state that they deal defense ignoring damage come into play. Those servants are Emiya, Ryogi Shiki, and most importantly, Sakata Kintoki, which I do not have. Now, if we go into Emiya's Noble Phantasm, you will see that it actually says defense ignoring damage. Right there. Very few of them actually say that. First, now, I know Jack the Ripper also says that, however, her base attack against anything that isn't a rider or a female is very low, so it really isn't worth bringing her along. Also, this is completely wrong, that should be this. And that is how your team should essentially look. Now the reason the team is like this is because Emiya deals very decent damage, around 5,000 damage to Siegfried. Now Kintoki himself, with all the buffs you can possibly give him, hopefully it's a lot, can deal anywhere between 20 to 30,000 damage to Siegfried. If you stack enough damage up on him with enough buffs of somehow, you can one-shot him, at least I hear you can. But I wasn't able to, so I then started relying on Emiya and Ryogi to actually finish him off. And that's exactly what happened. Now Nobunaga is there to help Kintoki and Emiya charge up the Noble Phantasms while also helping taking out the first two waves of Wyverns. Now these Wyverns don't generally hit hard, however they do have a tendency to crit 50% of the time. So it's a bit of a hit and miss whether they actually hit Kintoki or not, and that's also why I switched out to this Mystic Code. A 2000 hit for Kintoki, who will take a lot of damage, is good. Damage up for is it one person? Yeah, one ally, so Kintoki deals even more damage. And then a one-turn evade to help Kintoki survive. All of that is important. And now Aurelia is there in the back because she and her sister Steno have a passive that's called Core of the Goddess. If you go in and we see it, you will see the Apply Damage Plus. Now that damage plus is only around 300 damage. However, that 300 damage ignores the 90% damage reduction and the defense buff that Siegfried will have, so they will always do 300 damage. Now outside of that, she has a charm of her Noble Phantasm, an MP Drain and Charge in one of her skills, and because I used her during Camelot, she's got 10 on all her skills and Noble Phantasm level 5. Now hopefully you don't actually have to end up using her because the fight can take a long time with just her, and you will only last around maximum of 4 turns. Because you're dealing around 1,200 damage per turn at most. So if you're down to 3,000 or 4,000, you can rely on her to finish off the fight. But other than that, you don't want to reach that point. Mash is there so that if somebody else goes down, Mash comes in, and the Return of the Ox King CE there, that we got from several events ago, when you arrive, 50% Buster Card effectiveness when you arrive for the first time. So when Nobunaga goes down, because she will inevitably go down, Ryogi will come in, and if anybody else, like say Kintoki, goes down, Mash will come in and give everybody else Buster effectiveness for their Noble Phantasm. That's because Emiya is a Buster and deals very decent damage. So that's why things are in the order that they are. And if you are able to make this scheme and find a Sakata Kintoki in your friends list with the event CE, you should be in a very good spot to attempt it several times and get the hang of the fight and hopefully go through it. Now without further ado, let's go into it. Unfortunately, it did take me around 7 or 4 attempts, I think. But here we go. Okay, 4th attempt. Yeah, it's taking quite a bit of tries for this one, simply because we just don't seem to have the damage near the end of the fight. Oh, that's not good. And I also changed my Mystic Code to this one with a little heal, a dodge, and some attack up. So what do? We do Buster Chain, obviously, to try and clear these out as quickly as possible. Okay, good. As long as they don't hit Kintoki, that's what we want. And then like this and like this. As little a charge as that gives Kintoki, every little bit helps him because he only has one arts card, so yeah. Okay, okay, excellent. This is what we need right now. Kintoki at the front, and then we'll hope Emiya completely charge up. Since he actually deals damage, Nobunaga is just extra for increasing the MP charges everybody else after her. Okay, that's good. That's actually very good. He had claw sharpening, so we're going to kill him first. And we might as well do this. Okay, that's not too good. That's definitely not good. Let's heal Mr. Kintoki here. Greatly restore 1 last HP. Here you go. It's been a long time since I used that one. And this is what we needed. Good. Don't hit Kintoki. Don't hit. Good. And let's see, and that leaves us with that. This should kill him. And indeed it did. Okay. Okay, so what do we do? Obviously we go attack up. We go like this. We're going to attack up on him. Now, the problem is his stun is not guaranteed, which is a problem. Do we roll for the stun or do we not roll for the stun? Oh yeah, and this as well, obviously. Get some critical stars. Let's not take chances. Emiya can survive one attack and then he can start dodging. So it's like this, increased stun chance, and then even more charge.
I am the bone of my soul. So, after play, unlimited blade walks.
Come on, stun chance. It did work. Typical. Okay, we are at 20 or 50,000. However, that now gives us a problem. If only Kintoki's stun was actually somewhat reliable. Okay, that was actually lucky. And obviously what we want is this. On the super off chance that Kintoki survives. Which I don't think will happen. It did not. But in comes Mash and in comes Ogi, I believe. Yep, there we go. Defense up, obviously. Might as well use that now. Okay, this only lasts one turn, so we'll use it next turn so that the wyverns actually hit us. Oh, and this is exactly what we needed. This might kill the wyverns though, which is good. Because then all we have to do is worry about Siegfried.
blade walks.
Looks like it did. It did kill the wyverns. That's actually good. Gives us more control over the fight. Our skills, one turn for the heal. I think the answer of what we do is this to help Ryogi charge up, because she does around 6,000 to 7,000 with her Noble Phantasm. And now we're going to use this on Emiya so that he takes no damage. We're going to do that just in case. She can actually dodge this turn, and that'll charge it up as well, which is good. Start with that, go with that, and like that. This Noble Phantasm should fully charge up Emiya's Noble Phantasm. Mash did not survive, unfortunately. Come on, Stellar Charm. Yes, very nice. Unfortunately, it did not completely charge Emiya's Noble Phantasm, which kind of sucks. So what we're going to do is actually this. We know Ryogi's is actually defense ignoring as well. So that's what we're going to do. Did not do as much damage, probably because I twitched out the event CE for something else. Should have kept the event CE. Rain. Good.
I am the bone of my soul. So I play unlimited blade walks.
Okay, that's not too bad. See, like this, like this, like this. Try and get as much charge as possible. That actually hurt quite a bit. Nothing. Oh, but what we can do to finish this off is do a little cheating. And this. Release Noble Phantasm. That. And then another one on Ryogi Sheik to guarantee the kill. And know that it's not cheating, that is what they are there for. And this should finish him.
I am the bone of my soul. So I play unlimited blade walks.
And there we go, final victory. We did use 2 commands to guarantee the victory. We could have used only one and then got in with no more damage for a couple more turns. But I rather guarantee it and get it over with. If we're perfectly honest. And also the reason Ryogi wasn't doing as much damage because I switched out the event CE for one that increases her arch performance. Shouldn't have done that, but that's just how it is. Now, what do we get from this aside from a rare summon ticket? Rare summon ticket and ooh, Hearts of the Old God. Those are good. So anyway, yeah, this is one of those more challenging fights, especially since because of the damage the 9% damage reduction and the defense up, so you have to rely on servants you may not have. And something I did read online is that a super budget strategy is to grab a friend, Kintoki, that's got the event craft essence, and rely on him to deal the entire damage. So on the first wave, pair him up with Mash and a support servant. It can be either Shakespeare or the other kid, and rely on Kintoki alone to deal all the damage throughout the waves in charge, and basically try and one-shot Siegfried. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the next one that I have no idea what it will be. So, later.